someone else effect, you will feel the effect. In the East, that's called karma. Here in the West, we call it the golden rule. So if I want to be kind to you, I'm going to have the experience of someone with the intention to be kind. And I myself, in my life, am going to experience people being kind to me.
But not necessarily from the person you gave the kindness to.
No, not necessarily from that person. If you want to see what creating in the past look, do you have loving people in your life? Then you have been loving in your life. Do you have selfish people or angry people in your life? Then look at yourself and you will see that you've had anger in your life and self-concern. So if you are an angry person, you are going to draw to yourself angry people. You feel better if you're an angry person. If you're around people, they understand you and you understand them. If you're selfish, if you're greedy, you will draw to you avaricious people because you understand one another. No, hell is not something that you're assigned to against your will. Hell, if you want to look at it that way, is a place that you go of your own free will.
Of your choices.
Yes. How hellish, how much of a hell can you live in than to live in a world in which no one cares, in which everyone wants to exploit you, in which people look at you as an object? That is hell. And if you look at other people that way, that is the world that you will live in.
So, this is where I see it. In your own private life and in our collective lives, we experience the world's reality based on what you intended. That's in your personal life, what you personally intended, and collectively, we have the world that we have because this is what we all intended. And understanding that principle changed my life, personally and professionally. So much so that when I first read this in the book, I called all my producers together on the Oprah show. And I said, from this day forward, we're not going to produce another show. We're not going to put another thing on the air without a clarity of intention. So everybody who is coming up with your ideas for your shows, I want at the top of the page, what is your intention for the show? And your intention has to align with my intention. I have to find some level of truth in whatever it is you are presenting so that I can sit in the seat and be clear about why I'm there and why I'm speaking, and I'm not making being a phony person. And I remember one producer saying many weeks later, because this really threw a lot of the producers. Now we got to find the guest. Now we got to book the guest. Now we got to have an intention for booking the guest. And he came to me and said, "Okay, we have Brad Pitt." And I said, "What is your intention?" And this is Terry Golder. Terry said, "My intention is for you to sit in the chair and Brad to sit in the chair and for both of you all to talk to each other and everybody's going to be very happy about it." Okay, I accept that. It's Brad Pitt. And my point is, we had the #1 show in the United States for 25 years because we made the shift to lead with intention. And after every show, would have a conversation with the producers gathered in my office about did we fulfill that intention and how we could make it better.
This episode of the Oprah Podcast is brought to you in part by Intuit. Are you ready to do the work you were meant to do on your terms? Intuit, the maker of TurboTax, is expanding its best-in-class network of tax and bookkeeping professionals. They're opening doors where you can build a meaningful tax career, helping clients and yourself prosper. Whether you're looking for full-time remote work, part-time flexibility, or a new chapter entirely, Intuit's expert network gives you the support and tools to grow. You'll learn from centered on and even access Intuit Academy, a free self-paced training program that helps you unlock new opportunities in the tax and bookkeeping industry. Visit intuit.com/expert to learn more or apply. That's INTUIT.com/expert.
Julianne Hough, you know her as an Emmy Award-winning dancer, an actress, producer, entrepreneur, all those things. Us dancing on stage together. Haven't seen you in a while. Hello, joining us via Zoom. I did not know that you were a big Gary fan. I hear you read The Seed of the Soul during a chapter of your life that you call the death hole pit of shit era.
You got it, Miss Winfrey. First of all, I love you. I'm so happy to see you again.
Good to see you
after
again. Good to see you.
our beautiful time on stage in 2020. But yes, that was a very specific era. And I found this book, The Seed of the Soul by Gary, and it truly was hitting the moment. It was the perfect timing.
What was going on in your life, though? What was the death hole pit?
Well, it was after, the pandemic was happening. I had gone through a divorce. I had lost my dogs. A lot of outside circumstances that were actually an activator of the unraveling of what I am now understanding to be more of my personality and reaching to that seat of my soul. And so it was this unraveling of all these outside circumstances that I had put into place as a form of protection, as a form of, these are the things that are going to keep me safe. This is the thing that I know. This is my personality. This is familiar. This is how I know I can receive love. This is how I know I can, continue on in my life. And unfortunately / fortunately, as that started to unravel, I was in that death hole pit of shit for quite some time,
Wow.
just sitting there. And I think that was truly one of the most important seasons of my life, because it gave me the time, the space, and